Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're all well. So today we're going to talk about being an empath. Are you an empath? It's a word that gets used quite a lot, especially when you start stepping onto the path of spirituality, healing, energy healing, healing in general as well. And people that are maybe class themselves as empaths. And from my understanding, we're all empaths. We're all empathic. We all have this magical, wonderful ability within each and every one of us. But there's many people out there that call it a curse. They don't like the fact that they're an empath because they feel too sensitive, or they can't go into these busy places because it just drains their energy. Or they come home and they just feel absolutely flagged out because they've had too much stuff around them or whatever, and for me that is kind of like, and for me what I feel with people that feel that is there's a lot of healing that needs to go on within, because we need to live life. We can't just live in a room or just remain in the home because we're too afraid to go out because it might be too busy or there might be too many people about. And so we need to be at peace with this. We need to be at peace with this wonderful tool, this wonderful gift that we all have. So if you're new to this and you're thinking, well, what is an empath? So let's just talk about that for a little bit. Let's just talk about being an empath and the energy of an empath. So an empath is somebody, well, it's everybody, but it's somebody that can feel what somebody else is feeling. They can feel the energy of a room. They can feel when someone is lying. They can look at body language and they look at like the movement of the eyes, the twitching of the body, and they can see when someone is lying or being deceivious or whatever, so that empaths are extremely good at spotting people. Usually good character people sense of, what's the expression? They've got a good way of being able to sense people, what they're like. Are they nice people? Are they good people? There's something not quite right about them. They just feel a little bit, I'm not too sure about them. I really like him. He's got a really good aura about him. He's got a really good vibe about him. So that is kind of like what an empath is. And you can go deeper with it. You can have a psychic empath. We're all psychic as well. So if you want to develop that ability, and it is an ability, it's not a curse. It's nothing to be frowned upon, the fact that you're an empath. It's a beautiful, beautiful ability to be able to tune into that energy and use it for your advantages rather than your disadvantages. So there is people that will, like I said earlier, that will talk about being an empath and say that they can't go to these functions or these busy places because of, or they might have a dark energy around them, or there might be too many negative people. I'm going to pick up on the energy. And for me, although personally I don't really like crowded places, but I will go to them, and because I think the more we title ourselves and the more that we pigeonhole ourselves into one thing, we label ourselves as that one thing, or maybe a multitude of things, and we put a negative umbrella over them. I'm suffering with being an empath. I'm suffering with this. I'm suffering with that. I can't do this. I can't do that. So what can you do? So I think really for a lot of people that do have this deeper ability and maybe want it and maybe do think it's a bit of a curse, I think they need to just twist it around a little bit and be aware of how amazing this ability is and how amazing you are as well, to be able to just feel what other people are feeling. Feel what maybe somebody's going through. But it's not a case of being that person and actually absorbing what they're going through, because you don't do that at all. You don't absorb their energy. The only thing that you really absorb and that you take away from yourself is your level of awareness, that level of presence within the self. Because as soon as you start giving that away to somebody that may be in a dark place, that may be in a heavy place, but as long as you're ever present and you're always self-aware, you're not going to give anything away. You will always be present within yourself. You will always be present within your power, and nobody can take that away from you. It's only you that you are giving that away to other people. And I had this discussion with somebody the other day, and they'd said that they are, that they work in a certain sector, and they work around vulnerable people, and they just feel like that they need to be there all the time because they feel that they can connect their soul to that person and make them feel better, which on one level I kind of get, because we all do that. It's on some level. We all want to be there to make each other feel happier, to make each other feel better. But if you're giving your whole everything to that person, to that situation, to that group of people, to that, even like a habitual way of being, you push everything of your energy into that, then you're giving yourself away. You're coming away from your own center. You're coming away from your own level of awareness. So tuning back in to your level of awareness, you can still be aware of yourself, of how you're feeling. You can still be aware of disruptions in energy that may be around you, that other people may be feeling, may be experiencing. Maybe over here someone's going through some grief, some trauma. Over here someone's going through something very joyful. Over here someone's going through something else. And you can be aware of it, but you don't need to absorb it. You don't need to give anything away. And this interaction of energy, which many people aren't really aware of this interplay of energy, it does actually happen. That when we go into crowded places, if we go into a room that's filled with 100 people, and you open the doors and you walk in, and there is maybe 5 people that you tune in on, and you see that there's something, maybe not sure what it is, but there is something about them, and you just become aware of them. And it's almost like straight away, bam, you've given that bit of energy away to those 5 people straight away. It's good to be aware of the room and who's around you, because there might be people there that you don't want to go in a room and just be totally blank and ignore everybody, because that's defeating the object of being alive and being human. But it's also not being one to just push everything out there and give all your energy away to everybody. So I think that definitely a level of self-awareness that needs to go on within. The other thing that I find is extremely beneficial if you are an empath, even though we all are, but if you label yourself as an empath and you feel that you attract negativity or negative energy attracts to you, then you need to look at another level of yourself as to why do you feel that you're always attracting negative energy. Why do you feel? What is it about you that you feel the negative energy is attracted to? So there must be an element of yourself within that the negative energy is attracted to. So it may be this label that you've given yourself. It may be the depression. It may be the anxiety. It may be the addiction. It may be whatever. You know, the whole host of things in life that we can approach. So again, these labels are creating a lot of these issues, a lot of these things that are going on that we need to be aware of. And there will be people that will be probably screaming at this screen and saying, what a load of hooey, he's talking shit, he hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. Well, I kind of do, really, because when I first made a video on this channel, which is a long, long time ago, I was in the same empath brigade of not being able to do this, not being able to do that, not being able to go there. But after many, many, many years of working on myself, actually finding a space within me and a place within me where I'm totally at peace with that. And I've kind of ditched the labels, and I just have a level of awareness. Maybe not a level of awareness that there is still levels of ego. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. A recent video I just uploaded was about when I was at work and I was feeling a lot of stuff and going through a lot of things, especially in August. There was a lot of shit that was going on, and energy was just crazy around the planet and within the collective, and I just felt this wash of spirit, of God, of source, and just this message saying just surrender to God. So that level of ego within me was saying, well, you already have surrendered. What is this message on about? But then there was like this wash came over and everything had just been lifted. And I was just like, I hadn't surrendered fully to this ever-present force that is always around us, always guiding, always assisting, always helping. And since then, things have just gone up a notch. Things just feel light. Things feel amazing, actually. Things feel really, really good. I feel really high vibration. I feel really balanced. From where I was in August to where I am now, it was just total transformation. August, I was just wiped out. However much sleep I had, it wasn't enough. But now, up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, just awake, just ready, raring to go, get outdoors, get into nature, walk the dogs, get some fresh air. I've been doing some qigong, going deeper into my practices, deeper into my healing journey, deeper into the Reiki, deeper into the meditation, and really funneling that energy into me rather than pushing it elsewhere and allowing it to be given away or taken away by other people to make me feel drained. And that's another part of energy healing, you know, is having that awareness within the self. So again, if you're not aware of how you're feeling, if you're not aware of your optimal state and you're always running on kind of like 50-50, then you're never really going to know how good it is to feel optimal, because you're always kind of like running on fumes, because you're not aware, because you're kind of always maybe giving away but not funneling that energy into you, into the self. And if you are funneling a lot of energy into yourself, it isn't enough. You know, if you're still feeling that, if you're still feeling that drain, if you're still feeling that, you need to do something more. Something I did last week was I went to the coast, and my parents were going to the coast with my brother. He was up from London. Went there, and I knew that would be an amazing time. The sun was out, It was busy. It was packed out. Where we went, Scarborough, on the North Yorkshire seaside town, absolutely packed out. Bank holiday weekend, really, really busy. Normally, years ago, I would have been like, oh God, it's too busy for me. No, I don't like it. I don't want to be around these people. It's too busy. Not a job, straight through, not a problem. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Got onto the beach. Eventually got my shoes and socks off, walked on the sand for about 10-15 minutes, and that just shifted something else. Just felt amazing, felt so good. So there is so much you can do for yourself as an empath, if you want to label yourself as an empath. There is so much you can do for yourself to work on your energy and to look deeper within yourself as to why you're feeling this drain. Why are these things happening? Why can't you go to these places? And it can't be because of the labels you've given yourself. You need to let go of the labels, let go of this overriding umbrella of heaviness that you've put over yourself, and just open up to who you truly are. Powerful, radiant, magnificent, empathic being that has a wonderful, wonderful tool, a wonderful, wonderful ability, a wonderful gift. To be able to sense that, to be able to feel that, to be able to navigate around life. You can use it within your own life of what you feel is the right decision. Tune into your intuition with your empathic ability. Use it for you. Use it for your good. Use it for your path. And harnessing those two, that intuition, your empathic ability, boom, that is going to be magnificent. That will be so powerful because you'll be able to feel what is the right direction to take. That it's almost a clairsentient feeling that you're putting together. It is a clairsentient feeling that you're putting out there. You're going deeper within yourself. That intuition, that empathic, that psychic connection that we all have. We've all got it. And yes, when you start to tune in on it and you start to be aware of it, and it can be draining at the beginning because you don't fully understand it, you don't fully get it. So that's why now, after, when was that video I made? Maybe about 3 years ago. After 3 years, I'm kind of like getting it now. I'm starting to be aware of, like, all this time I've been calling myself this. But even though I know I am an empath or I'm empathic, I don't have the label as that, because we all have it. We all have this ability and we can all feel it. We all feel energy. That's what we are, energy beings. We feel energy around us. We feel the rooms around us. We feel everything around us. And it's magnificent. It's powerful. So use it for the good. Use it for your good, not for the good of others. Only when you're feeling tip-top can you start then giving a little bit out to other people. And then when you're feeling that drain and you're feeling low, step back. So that's why I break away from making videos all the time. That's why I break away from doing social media content all the time, because it's draining, it's tiring on your energy. It's tiring on life. It's tiring on your physical body, because the more energy you put out there and give away and waste on things, it affects you physically, and you will feel drained, you feel exhausted, you will feel depressed, you will feel anxious. All these things will happen because you're giving too much of it away. Claim it back. You're sovereign, you're powerful. You know exactly what you need to do because you're an empath. You've got this ability. You know within you, with your intuition, with this empathic ability, you know that you need to look after you. You need to look after number one before you start trying to fix everybody else around you. You look after you. Take care of yourself, because you're amazing and you've got this. You are on a wonderful, wonderful journey of discovery. And like me, take each step at a time. This channel is about not just messages for you guys to take, but but it's also to follow my journey of how I'm unfolding, of how my journey is going, to be able to assist somebody else on their journey where they may feel lost, alone, trapped, going through a spiritual awakening, being connected by other beings, spirit, that don't know what is going on, that this makes them scared. It puts them in like so deeply into themselves that they become so afraid. Rather than going boom, they're just like no, just become so scared, you know. And that fear, that scare, you know, it's powerful, and it retracts you into this this little ball of energy. And that is a real great way for heavy, negative, dark energy to get in, to find you. Rather than going from the heart and just expanding and just knowing how amazing you are, how powerful you are, how you can transform yourself. Amazing, powerful, such a powerful, powerful journey that you are on right now. And I'm so blessed to be a part of it with you, because as a collective, as a planet, we're all on it. We're all on it. It's amazing. And we've got to take the ups with the downs. You know, August, like I said, for me, boom, it was shit. But it also taught me a lesson. It made me realize a lot more about myself, about who I was. And this level of ego that's still there, that we all have. But sometimes we just need a bump. We just need a reminder from the universe, from God, from Source, from Spirit, just to say, you think you've got it? Not quite yet, you haven't. It's a wonderful journey. It's a wonderful journey. I hope this video helps any of you guys that are on this path of spirituality. I'm not pointing a finger. I'm not naming, shaming, calling names or anything like that. I don't mean anything by that. It's just when we start to look deeper within ourselves and we do the work and we're on the journey and we've done a lot of healing, you start to become a lot more aware of a lot of this stuff, and you start to feel a lot more. And I get a lot of messages from my guides as well. They give me a lot of information about myself, about my energy, about the different things, you know. So they're always giving me information as well. Some of this information is channeled to you from them with love. Some of it is from me, from my aspect of my experiences. But I hope it helps. I hope it makes sense. And again, you know, I'm not here to offend anyone. We're all on our own individual journey, and we discover who we are in time, like I did, you know. So it's a process, but I'm only here to try and help in some way on that process for you, for your journey. So I hope this helps. Have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are. Just never forget how powerful you are. Never forget how amazing you are. You are beautiful. Just shine bright. Thank you. Bye for now.